Get excited, people. The Waffenträger is back and yours to command during the Last Waffenträger event. I'm Commander AF, here taking a break from battle to discuss just that. When you get into your garage, you're gonna select the Last Waffenträger from the drop-down field here next to the battle button. It will open you up to this area of the garage where you'll see that badass portal, and you'll have 2 vehicles in your garage. You might notice that I have 3, but we'll talk about that in just a moment. So the first vehicle I want to give you an overview of is the T-55 Thunderbolt. This is going to be a Hound as part of the Harrier Squad, as the story goes. The Harrier Squad is a specialized task force that offers a modernized T-55. It's souped up with electromagnetic skills, as you can see by the graphics of it. Now, you'll know that the Waffenträger also has electromagnetic powers, but the T-55 here, it's not quite as strong, especially at the start of battle. So it has 2 unique skills that you'll need to level up. First is going to be the Shock Bolt. The Shock Bolt is going to level up as you destroy waves of autonomous vehicles, AI-controlled vehicles, bots, whatever you want to call them. As the story goes, they're called Sentinels. So as you get into game, your primary focus is to team up with your fellow Hounds in the T-55s and head out and find those bot waves. And every time you destroy the final vehicle in that bot wave, it will drop an energy pack, I believe it's called. And that energy pack is what's going to help you level up your Shock Bolt skill. You need to level up your Shock Bolt skill because you will not even dent the Waffenträger if you go into battle trying to shoot it right from the start. So you want to destroy as many waves as possible, leveling up your electromagnetic Shock Bolt. You'll probably have to destroy at least several waves, like 7 waves as a team, before you have enough energy to even make a dent. Your second skill is going to be Charge. When in use, it increases the vehicle's dynamic characteristics for a particular period of time. So essentially it's kind of like I equate it to like a sprint. Both of these have a short cooldown, and I believe actually only the Shock Bolt is the one that you'll be leveling up. To remind you, taking a step back, because I kind of got very excited by the idea of checking out these vehicles with you. This is 7v1. So there are going to be 7 T-55s. You're going to be part of a pack of T-55s that are going after a lone Waffenträger. But I don't want you to feel too bad for the Waffenträger, because let's now shift gears and take a look at the Waffenträger. This looks like Frankenstein to me. I call it a Franken-tank. It should have anywhere from like 32,000 HP. It is very powerful. It will be able to one-shot those T-55s, especially at the start of the game. So, like I said, at the start of the game as a T-55, you don't really want to go anywhere near this beast. You want to give it a wide path, stay out of its line of sight, and go after those bot waves, because this bad boy right here will be able to take you down in one shot. And before I go into the special skills of the Waffenträger, I did also want to tell you that the T-55s have 3 lives. So that means you're going to respawn twice, because one of your first life is going to be the first life that you have when you get into battle. So if you get destroyed before your team is even powerful enough to start doing any damage to the Waffenträger, you're doing your team a disservice, because you won't be able to respawn by the end of the game, and then there won't be that much damage output on the Waffenträger when the team actually has a Shock Bolt that's strong enough to do some work. So back to this beast. This is a tier 10 tank destroyer that is souped up and has quite the story behind it. The commander, of course, is Max von Krieger. He went rogue and just went ham on this electromagnetic technology. Whether his intentions were for good, for bad, we don't know. I don't know. But let's take a look at some of the skills that the Waffenträger has. Waffenträger? So we've got the Gunner. Excuse my pronunciation. Maximum damage from the start of the battle. Okay, so that's what I'm telling you, people. This thing can kill you with one shot from the beginning. A shot that causes considerable damage to enemy vehicles. Okay, I'll believe it. Then you have the EMP arrow. When in use, a shot with a high voltage charge that slows down and stuns enemies. And then the third skill is the EMP Burst. When in use, a charge of energy that covers the area around the vehicle stuns all enemy vehicles in the impact area and causes damage to the nearest ones. It can pass through all obstacles. This is very OP. It has like an area of effect skill. That's what it is. So it's going to get anything that's in its path. And like it says, it can go through obstacles. So all of these, of course, are on a short cooldown and at the disposal of the pilot of the Waffenträger. Sorry, I said pilot. You can control this bad boy, okay? On the battlefield, you can be in control against 7 other opponents. I'm not sure how you feel about that. If you feel confident, if you feel good at being the boss on the field, then the Waffenträger off E110 is for you. If you're feeling like, you just want to stick with your platoon, stick with your team, the T-55 Thunderbolt's for you. There we go. I was like, can we transfer over to the T-55? Now, the objective of the game is, of course, to destroy the Waffenträger. The only way that you can actually pilot the Waffenträger is to actually have the key. And now the only way to get the key is to play as a T-55. So your first couple of battles in the Last Waffenträger event is going to have you in the T-55 Thunderbolt. You're going to be on that team of 7 hounds, set out to power up as you destroy those Sentinel bots, collecting those energy packs so that your shock bolt, your main skill, will be powerful enough within the game to actually do damage and take down the Waffenträger. As you're playing on the T-55 Thunderbolt, you're going to have multiple ways of getting keys. So there's the Harrier missions. There are a variety of missions that you'll need to complete the conditions of to have the keys awarded to you. There are also even random battle missions. For the first week of the event, I believe these missions are available, but you just need to complete the conditions there. I think you need to be have the most XP in 5 victorious battles. I believe that's what it is. You don't need to quote me on that. I'll give you the link to the article so you can read about some of the stipulations, but you can complete Harrier missions for keys, you can complete random battle missions for keys, and you can also tune in to live streams where Twitch drops are enabled. There are going to be some keys and Footlockers awarded there. And yes, I did just mention Footlocker. So before I get over to the live streams and the other opportunities to get keys, let's talk a little bit about the Footlockers. There are 3 kinds. There is the Harrier Footlocker, there is the Engineer's Footlocker, and then there are special Footlockers. All of these Footlockers will have some in-game goodies in them. They are going to be random, and you will have the ability to re-roll them. For the regular Footlockers, the Harrier or the Engineer Footlockers, you'll be able to use credits to do a reroll. So that means if you don't like what you got when you first open that Footlocker, you can actually reroll for a certain amount of credits to try again. For the special Footlockers, you'll have to spend some gold. Now the special Footlockers are pretty cool because you can purchase them. So we've got the special Footlocker offers for the Last Waffenträger event. Prices will vary. If you want 1 special Footlocker and a key, it's $1. If you want 10, you're going to pay $9. Ooh, savings of 10%. Please note that all Footlockers automatically open when the event ends on Monday, October 12th, and there's no compensation for unused keys, so you got to make sure that you use them all. But the key is essential. If you don't have the key, you will not be able to pilot the Waffenträger. And here, let's take a look at what some of the items that you can get in the special Footlocker, which are available for purchase through the premium shop with the special event offer here. But also, they will be dropping during special Twitch streams. So I will go over to that schedule with you momentarily. I'm going to save this to the end. And there's one more way you can get special Footlockers awarded to you, but I'm going to save it till the end. So before I tell you all the ways you can get the special Footlocker, here's what's in them. Every special Footlocker will have some random in-game reward, whether it be credits, WAP premium account, demounting kits. I know those are very popular right now. Bonus, 50% of credits earned battle for 1 hour. So you got some boosters in there, training manuals and booklets. Slot 2 of the Footlocker is what I think is pretty cool. There are up to, I believe, 16 premium tanks that can be rewarded in these special Footlockers, including the new American T-77. So yeah, by getting these special Footlockers, you have a very good chance of getting a premium tank. And then of course, you'll be awarded some gold. Now, this is outlining the special Footlocker reopening cost. There's a little chart here that's pretty helpful. So for the special Footlockers, first reopening, 100 gold, second, 250, 500 for third through fifth. And then we have kind of similar formula for the Harriers Footlockers and the Engineers Footlockers. Those are the ones that you are awarded as you complete the missions in game. If you want to reopen them, it will cost you credits. So let's take a closer look at the Harriers Footlocker. You will receive 1 random reward from the list. So it looks like a bunch of large consumables, or the automatic fire extinguisher will be there, garage slot. You can get some WAP premium account, demounting kit, credits, boosters. Okay, pretty standard stuff, but also pretty rewarding stuff. And then to reopen, the cost will be credits. And then let's see what's in the Engineers Footlocker. Okay, same thing, more of the same. Large consumables, garage slot, WAP premium count, demounting kits. Okay, so the thing that I did not want to talk about until right now is that third vehicle that I have in my garage. Look at this bad boy. That's right. This is the rare, the uniquely camouflaged, the myth, the legend, the Waffenträger off E220. Now, tankers, this is not yours to command. This right here, this only shows up in select garages, and that is either the garages of a WAT employee or a hand-picked World of Tanks community contributor. Now, why am I telling you about this? Not to rub it in your face that you don't have this in your garage, because I'm going to tell you right now, one of the primary differences is really just the camouflage. This has all the same power and skill and stats as the E110, the WT E110. What makes this so special is that it is rare, so you're not going to see it in every battle, but in the rare occasion that you defeat the WT-220 as a T-55, you and everyone on your team will be awarded a special Footlocker. So, like I told you before, the special Footlockers are really available for purchase, and if you're tuning into a live stream where Twitch drops are enabled. But another way to get a special Footlocker is by destroying this bad boy right here. Now, I can tell you right now that you'll be able to find me on the battlefield in this bad boy during prime time. You'll also be able to find me in official World of Tanks live stream channels playing in this bad boy. So you have the chance to win like at least 2 special Footlockers from me. You can tune into the stream and win one if you're watching via Twitch, and if you defeat me on the battlefield, you and your team will each get a special Footlocker, which again has the chance to drop one of 16 premium vehicles, including the new American T-77. So here it is in all its glory. I will be streaming along with the Chieftain over the weekends, especially during the week. You can find us during our regular scheduled time. You tune in, come say hi, come watch us, come engage in chat, and maybe hop into a battle. Who knows, maybe you could catch the battle that I'm in. Before I send you out into the battlefield against the Waffenträger or as the boss, I want to give you some tips. As a Hound, so as part of the Harrier team, that is going to be the T-55 Thunderbolts team, these are some things you should consider. You're definitely going to want to move as a pack, especially at the beginning. You're going to want to move as a pack towards those waves of Sentinels, those autonomous vehicles that are coming out to support the Waffenträger. The reason you're going to want to do that is, one, you're not going to be able to even make a dent in the Waffenträger from the start of the game. 2, the Waffenträger will be able to take you out in one shot at the start of the game. and you only have 3 lives. So if you lose your 3 lives at the start of the game, you won't be able to come back at the very end to help your team defeat the Waffenträger. So if you want to make sure that you have a high chance of success by the end of the game, you want to avoid the Waffenträger and work as a pack. Okay, taking out those autonomous vehicles and collecting the energy packs so that you can level up your vehicle, and more specifically, your shock bolt. Another thing is that, I guess, advice on how many waves you and your team should be taking out. Probably about 7 to 8 waves. That will really give you a better chance. I want to say that 500 damage is how much damage you're going to want your shock bolt to be able to do. So it's going to take a little bit of time. And that's the whole point. It's like you're having fun during this mode. You're playing this mode. The Waffenträger is very OP, but if you play it right, you have the chance as a team to take the Waffenträger out. Now, for the Waffenträger, here's what I recommend. So if you're the pilot of the Waffenträger in battle, you're going to want to seek out those bot waves. You will be able to see them on your mini map ahead of them dropping, and you'll be able to get to them maybe ahead of the hounds, the Harrier squad. So you want to get there and defend them. Try to keep them alive as long as possible. This will also up your chances of maybe taking out a few players before the end of the battle, because again, the hounds only have 3 lives each. They won't be able to make a dent on you early game, so it's very smart to go and protect your bot waves. And then try to think ahead, try to plan ahead, try to get to the next wave before those speedy T-55s do. You're going to want to be very aggressive at the start of the game. So at the start of the game, the hounds are avoiding you. You're going to want to get aggressive, get in their face, because again, they only have 3 lives. So if you can take them out with 1 or 2 shots at the start, you're going to be in good shape by the end of the game. Focus fire. You're going to see packs of hounds at those bot waves, maybe even coming after you, because they don't really know the strategy. They don't know they need to level up, power up, get that shock bolt as strong as possible before they actually take a shot at you. So you're going to see a whole bunch of them all at once. You're going to want to focus fire. You're going to want to drill down 1 tank at a time until they're all dead. And then, of course, make sure that you're using your skills. To remind you, the EMP arrow, and then you have that EMP burst, you'll be able to stun and slow your enemies. So the recommendation is really to go and maybe stun and slow them before you actually take a shot at them with your skill, the Gunner. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. For those of you that watched What's Next recently, you'll know that my German isn't my strong suit. Yeah, so those are some tips for how you can be successful in the T-55 as a hound, or how you can be successful in the WT off E110 as the Waffenträger. I hope you feel armed with the knowledge that you need to get after it in battle. Again, I don't know who to root for. I think both sides are awesome. Whether you're the lone Waffenträger or part of that team of 7 T-55s, I'm rooting for all of you. I'm wishing you lots of footlockers and keys in your future. I hope that you have a blast during this mode. I know I'm going to, and I hope that I see you out there joining us in some of our live streams. Again, those are going to be happening on the World of Tanks NA official live streaming channels, which of course include Twitch. That's where Twitch drops will be enabled. You do not need a Prime account to get a Twitch drop. We'll also be on YouTube and Facebook. So yes, please come out, come hang out with me, the Chieftain, all of your favorite community contributors. We will be streaming all week and weekend long, playing this event. And yeah, I just hope that you have a really good time. So good luck, have fun, over and out, tankers.